Hi, I'm Drew. Welcome to the Beggars Woodshop audio podcast for this February of 2021. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are most welcome here. Thank you for tuning into our podcast, and thank you for allowing me to come into your homes or laps or whatever device you're using to view this program. Okay, so let's start with some big news. Big news. After I recorded last month's podcast, a friend of mine who I've known since grade school, damn, we've known each other too damn long, we're old, man, for Christmas, at least the remaining part of the Christmas season, I should say, he sent me a camera. So now we have a video camera. It is an older camera, and I begged him, please tell me you didn't spend a lot of money on this. He said, no, he got this used. So now we have a camera. So thank you very much, Alan, for sending the camera to the Beggars Woodshop. Thank you very much. And I'm sure everyone, you're wondering, well, Drew, you've got a camera. Why don't you have a video podcast? Well, yeah. I've been doing a lot of testing with this camera, and okay. Oh boy, the communication has been nuts. First, the camera and the computer don't want to communicate with each other. Don't ask me why, they just don't. So I have to take the card out, put it into a card reader, and transfer the footage that way. Then, the editing software. Oh, where do I begin with the editing? That doesn't want to read the video files. I have another program called Blender, and Blender is a free program primarily for 3D animation, but they do have an editing format that you can use, and that will read them, and I have been using Blender to convert everything. I don't want to use it for my main editing because you can't watch everything in real time. If you do watch it in real time, it's going to be very either super slow with the video and the audio's fine, or it'll be very jumpy and you're going to get a couple of frames here and a couple of frames there. It's just how it works. But so there are a lot of tests, but hey, I was able to shoot a lot of footage. Take a look at this. I've shot a lot of B-roll here of just me using the Shopsmith and working on a couple of little things that I've put off for a long time. Yeah, thank you, COVID. Well, let's not talk about all that. Crazy. It's been crazy. So I'm very happy to have this camera. Speaking of cameras, this thought has gone through my mind. It came with a tripod, okay? It came with this little tripod, and I started going through my camera equipment, my 35mm camera equipment that I've had since college. And oddly enough, how I'm able to use at least a couple of things. But it got me to think, hey, wouldn't it be really cool if I could convert some of my old 35mm cameras? Now, when my grandmother passed many years ago on my dad's side, we found a lot of 35mm equipment, and I ended up with it, and I love it. I've loved it since. My dad even has an old 35mm still camera. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, but it was the same company as the ones that I have. In fact, I actually have one of the same models my dad has. I have three, actually. I have they're all Minoltas, 35mm. I have an XG1, I have an X370, and an X370S. And when I went through everything, I actually found that my grandmother had 4 lenses. There was a 45mm, a 135mm, a 50mm macro, and a 75 to 200 millimeter zoom. Now, I have a fifth lens. I'm trying to figure out where it came from because it wasn't my dad's. My dad's has a 45 millimeter lens on it. I should know. I actually have it kept safe with my equipment. But I have a 50 millimeter lens. And I'm trying to figure out where this lens came from because I don't remember. But if I could convert these, what do I mean by convert these? If I could convert them to shoot digitally, like I take the X370S or the X370, one of those two, and I would convert it and use it for still photography while I use the other, be it the X370 or the X370S, and I would keep that for video. I'd leave the XG1 by itself, just old classic 35 millimeter. Now, I know some people are thinking, well, wait, you can actually take those DSLRs out there and shoot video and stills. That's true. I see a lot of people do that, but I remember from my photography class, I don't remember if it was the digital photography or the advanced photography, but it was the same instructor, so that's what makes it difficult, and she had said, don't do that because of the filter. The light filter, if you shoot with video or constantly shoot those long exposures, like when you shoot the star streaking across the sky, you don't do that because over time your pictures will start to have this kind of weird gray border in the corners. So I don't know if that's true anymore. You got to remember this was a little over 10 years ago now. In fact, for my digital, this would be 11 years. But for my other class, it's just over 10 years, yeah. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I'd love to actually do that because then I can use my lenses and set up the shots. It's not necessary for what I'm doing, but it would be kind of neat, just do something a little different and really mess with the focus. I'd also love to get my hands on more lenses, especially a telephoto. And yeah, I know I can go onto eBay, but I can't always find what you're looking for. Or should I say, you can't always find, because I can't always find. I don't know why I combined those two sentences. But yeah, I can't always find what I'm looking for on eBay. I love eBay. It's got some great stuff. But, I also have a book this was amongst my grandmother's stuff, that actually talks about the different lenses that are available. Yeah. I haven't even gone over the amount of filters I've gotten and accessories. Combination of both my dad's stuff and what my grandmother had. But, man, I miss shooting on those cameras. Yeah, and yes, I actually developed my own prints and my own negatives. That was the nice thing about that class. Black and white, 35 millimeter. Well, 3 classes, really, if you include the digital and the advanced. The advanced class, I was able to take, I could do either one, digital or stills, or black and white, I should say. And I did do black and white. Yeah, that advanced class is how I met solitaire. Oh yeah, I also have a Canon A1 with a 35 to 70 millimeter lens. I still have that thing. I don't even really use it, but it's still a nice camera to hold on to. It's actually the only Canon in the whole house, I think. Oh wait, no, I can say it. My video camera is now Canon. Oh, right. Okay, you know what? I'm starting to ramble. I can hear it. I think this is a good place to end it. So, yeah, once again, our GoFundMe is still open and still awaiting contributors. So, if you feel like helping us out here at the Beggars Woodshop to get things going the way we want and upgrade our tools, go ahead and follow the link below. Our next audio podcast will be next month. In fact, you know what? We might even make that a video podcast, just to change things up a bit and give things a try. But in the meantime, I hopefully will see you next time right here on the Beggars Woodshop